So in this video we are going to look at fractions, in particular mixed numbers and improper fractions, how to add and subtract fractions, and how to find a fraction of a given amount. So we'll start off with adding and subtracting fractions. Well, this starts off really simple if the denominators of each fraction are the same. As you can see from the diagram, if you add things with the same denominator, we keep the denominator the same as before. We're still dealing with quarters in the first example, and we know that 1 plus 2 is 3, so we have 3 of those quarters. It's exactly the same with subtraction as well. 3 quarters take away 1 quarter is 2 quarters. Now things get more complicated when we have different denominators. So in this example we've got a third plus 2/5. Now as you can see from the picture, if you think about the areas that are given, 1/3 plus 2/5, if we think about those areas, well 2/5 is the same as 6/15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1/3 is the same as 5/15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So altogether we have 11/15 when we add those together. Now what's the best way for you to do that? Well, you have to look at common denominators and what's the best thing to multiply fractions by to get that common denominator. So in this first example we can see we've got a 4 and an 8. Well, we can convert the quarter to be in terms of eighths as well, and then we can add them. So if I times this one by 2, we can say that a quarter is the same as 2/8. We can keep the right-hand fraction exactly as it was as 3/8. So altogether we have 5/8. In the second example, we've got a 6 and an 11. Now, there's no easy number to use, so we'll have to use them 66. So, if we times this one by 11 and times this one by 6, we'll get both denominators to be 66. So, if we multiply the first one by 11, we're going to have 55 over 66. Subtract 30 over 66. So, if we do that, we are going to have 25 over 66 as our final answer. Right, let's have another look at some more. So we'll do 5/6 plus 3/7. So we're going to use the same trick again. If we times this one by 7 and this one by 6, both the fractions are going to have the same denominator, which of course will be 42. So let's write that in first this time. Okay, so timesing the 5 by 7 is going to give us 35, and timesing the 3 by 6 is going to give us 18. So 35 over 42 plus 18 over 42, well, we're still going to be out of 42 again, but we're going to have 53 on the top of the fraction. Now this is a good time to mention mixed numbers as well, because once we get the numerator to be bigger than the denominator, we're going past 1. So we want to convert this to a mixed number. So 42 over 42 is 1. And how many is left after you've taken 42 off the 53? Well, there's still 11 left over. So we've got 11 over 42 left over. Our answer is 1 and 11 over 42. If we look at the second example now, and we'll have a quick look at that before we move on, we've got 3 quarters plus 2/3. So I'm sure you know the trick by now. We're going to times this one by 3 and times this one by 4, and that way we can convert both the fractions to have denominators of 12, which will allow us to add them together. So 3 times 3 is 9, so we get 9/12 there. 4 times 2 is 8, so we get 8/12 there, and if we add those together, we're going to get 17 over 12. Okay, 12 over 12 is 1, and if we've taken those 12/12 off, we've got 5 left over to make us up to 17, so we've got 5/12 left over. It's 1 and 5/12. Right, now we'll look at some more challenging ones again. These ones we're going to start off with mixed numbers, and we've got to convert them first into top-heavy fractions before we can add them. So we'll start off with the 3.5. Now the most important number here is this one, this denominator. This tells us we're dealing with halves throughout. So we want to write 3.5 in terms of halves. So in 3, we've got 6 halves, so we've got, and the 1 half left over, so we've got 7 halves. And in 1 2/3, we're dealing with thirds here. We've actually got 5 thirds in 1 2/3. Now, there's a quick way of doing this, which is to get that denominator and multiply it by the whole number there. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 gives us the 7. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 gives us the 5. So that's how we could do this quickly. Okay, now we've done that, we want to convert them again into the same denominator. So we're going to multiply this one by 3, and we're going to multiply this one here by 2. That will give us a denominator of 6 for each of these. So we're going to have 21 over 6 on the left hand side. We're going to have 10 over 6 on the right. So if we add them together, we're going to have 27. Excuse me, of course we're not going to have 27. We are going to have 31 over 6. Now we want to convert that into a mixed number. So how many 6s go into 31? Well, we can get 5 6s, that's 30 over 6, and there's 1 6 left over. So the answer is 5 and 6. Now in the second example, I'm going to use a slightly different method which can save some time if you wish to do this one, because we can do this in stages. So what we could do is actually take the whole numbers out of the question. So add them together and straight away we know we've got 5. And we'll come back to that 5 in a minute. Now then we can just add the 2 fractions together. So we can just work out 5/7 plus 3/5. So to do that, we'll times this one by 5, and we're going to times this one by 7. So we're going to have 25 over 35 here, and we're going to have 21 over 35 here. So overall what we're going to have is we're going to have 46 over 35, and we could convert that, if you like, into 1, and then we've got 11 over 35 after that. So our question of course had the 2 and the 3 in it originally, and that gave us that 5. But what we could do is just do 5 plus 1 and 11 over 35, giving us a final answer of 6 and 11 over 35. Now that may be a better way of doing it, it's up to you, it doesn't matter which method you choose. The last question we're going to look at is one where we have to find a fraction of an amount. So in this case we've got to find 3 over 11 of 2450. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to find 1/11 first. So, what we're going to do to find that is we're just going to start off by doing 2450 divided by 11. So, if we do that on a calculator, we can get the answer. It turns out to be 222.7272, like that. Now, I wouldn't clear that off my calculator screen. I know I want 3 lots of that, so I'm going to times it by 3. And if I times it by 3, I'm going to get the answer of 668.1818, like that. Now, we're in terms of pounds and pence, so we want to round it to 2 decimal places. The final answer is going to be £668.18. Okay, so in summary, you want to divide by the denominator and then multiply by the numerator if you have to find the fraction of an amount. That's all you need to be able to answer the first exercise. Good luck.